Welcome to day 20 of our 31 days of quick tips with Studio Pro 8. And in this tutorial, we're going to take a look at assigning knobs and faders to different parameters within Studio Pro from a MIDI controller. Now, before we get started, after this weekend, I'll be heading into my third month of no payments from YouTube. So as I mentioned this in a couple of videos ago, if you are finding these tutorials helpful and you'd like to show your support, there's a link to buy me a coffee or 2 or 3 or 5 down below. I am hoping that this issue will be resolved very soon. It's taking much longer than I had anticipated, so your consideration and support would be appreciated. Now, with that out of the way, I've got my MIDI keyboard connected. I'm using the MPK Mini. Now, depending on the keyboard or controller that you're using, it may come with software that you can install, and it will map some of the faders and encoders to various parameters within Studio One. But if you have an instance where you'd like to assign your own, the first thing we'll do is Control and comma or Command comma on the Mac. And let's come to the options menu, and we want to be on the external devices here. So I'm just going to click on Add, and I'm going to add the MPK Mini as a new keyboard here. Now, just a quick note, we do have an Akai folder and the MPK is within here, but it's not mapped correctly. I think that's older, so I'm just doing this manually. So again, we'll just add a new keyboard. We can click on this and call this the MPK Mini. This is fine. The MIDI channels receive from. Let's click on this. I'll choose the MPK Mini and let's click on OK and OK. We'll come over to the browser. Let's click on the Instruments tab here, expand out the Fender. Let's drag in a MIDI. We'll close out the browser. Now, if you may have noticed that some things have changed to the header for our instruments and effects. And we now have this disclosure arrow that we need to click on to expand this out. And then we have another gear icon. If we click on that, we have control here. So let's go ahead and click on this disclosure arrow. We'll select the MPK Mini, and I'm going to select MIDI Learn. And I'm just going to start turning the knobs on my MPK Mini. You can see that these are going to be populated. I don't have any faders, so we're just going to work with the knobs, but your faders will be the same. Let's go ahead and exit out of MIDI Learn. Let's close this window out. And now if I turn my first controller on the MPK Mini, we can see that Control 1 is populated here. If I turn the second, we can see Control 2, 4, and so on. We'll come back to Control 1, and I want to assign this to the filter. So I'm just going to click once on the filter knob. We can see that that's populated here. And now we have this left-facing arrow. If I click on that, we can see that it turns yellow. And now I can turn Control 1 or knob 1 on my MPK Mini, and that has been assigned. Now this is going to be a global assignment. So if I Control and N to bring up the new song dialog, let's click on OK to open up a new song. We'll drag another MIDI in. Let's turn Control 1 or knob 1 on my MPK Mini, and we can see that even within our new session, this mapping is going to be relevant. Now let's close out our MIDI and the browser, and we'll hop over to the mixer, and let's right click on our fader here, and then you can see that we have Assign Volume to Control 1 on the MPK Mini because that's the last knob that I turned. So we'll go ahead and do that. And you can see now I have control over this fader with my encoder on the MPK Mini. Now notice that if I were to click on the instrument icon here to open up our MIDI, let's pull this out of the way a little bit. And if I again turn Control 1, we can see that the assignment is still there for our cutoff. So not only will our assignments be global, but we can use the same knob to control virtual instrument parameters as well as other global parameters like our fader within the song session. Now let's once again open up our MIDI, and let's click on the disclosure arrow and the gear icon, and we'll click on the cutoff. We can see that that assignment is there and the arrow is yellow. If we would like to remove this assignment, we can just click once on that arrow, and then as I turned the knob, we can see that that is receiving the activity, but it's no longer affecting our cutoff. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful, and if you're interested in training with me directly over Zoom to help speed up your learning curve with Studio Pro 8 or earlier versions of Studio One, check out the pinned comment below or the description area of this video. Otherwise, I hope to see you in the next tutorial.